Hi, my name is Latanya Robinson, and I'm an eighth grade teacher at HIS. If I were to explain my experiences here with the Critical Friends group, I would say that, of course, initially there was a lot of apprehension and fear because observations in and of themselves can be stressful, but just the added pressure of having someone like Dr. Hollie, who's an expert in his field, come into your classroom and kind of observe what you're doing with the intent of giving you constructive feedback was a lot to kind of take in. But I will say throughout the process, I was definitely pleasantly surprised. I think what's comforting for those of you that are kind of on the fence is that a lot of what you're learning is a lot of stuff that you're already doing. And so just learning that a lot of what he's asking us to think about and do are stuff that most of us are already doing, but now you're just doing it with intent in mind. So instead of me just picking any type of engagement structure or any type of communication tool that I want my students to use, I need to know the reason why. Like, what is it that I'm trying to elicit? Is it cultural responsiveness? Am I trying to build the bridge to classroom behaviors? So it's not as revolutionary in your classroom as some of you may think. Definitely having the feedback from either Dr. Hollie or Dr. Russell was very helpful. They're very good about giving you very specific advice, whether it be at the beginning stages of them looking at your lesson plan or the debrief afterwards. And I think this whole year that I've been involved in this kind of work, it's just really made me enjoy teaching a lot more than what I was in the past, and knowing that it's great to have kids move around, and it's really a good idea to let kids know that you're targeting different learners. And honestly, with my experience, the eighth graders liked that. They liked hearing that at this moment in this particular lesson, what I'm doing is for students that are kinesthetic learners, or this is for students that kind of like to work on their own. And so knowing that their teacher is planning with them in mind really made the experience not only beneficial for me, but also for the students. So I would say definitely give it a try. You have nothing to lose, you only have things to gain, and it's been a very safe process for me.
Hi, everyone. I've been asked to talk a little bit about my experience with the Critical Friends group. Where do I begin? First of all, what an honor it has been to work with so many colleagues with a mindset of working towards self growth, as well as wanting to share their passion, their knowledge with those around them in order to increase our cultural and linguistic awareness. I have gained so much perspective from not just the work we are doing directly with Dr. Hollie and his team, but from collaborating and having mindful, open, transparent, and vulnerable communication with my team members. This experience has been enlightening and it has led to self recognition and valuable perspectives about myself and those around me. We all have a natural tendency to see things differently. I've always found myself to be open minded, inclusive, and accepting. What this work has done is it's helped me to be more intentional and put that action in my classroom and with my students. What do I mean by that? It has made me be more mindful. It has given me knowledge of the why behind how I plan and what I do. It makes me step back and consider various perspectives. Things that I may have already done, I now do with more intentionality. The observations and the debriefs I have had the privilege to be a part of has helped me so much in my journey, furthering my mindfulness. I've had the most thoughtful and enlightening conversations with Dr. Russell after my observations. He has made me ponder and want to be the best version of myself for sure. I'm not going to sit here and say this work has been easy, quite the opposite, actually. But that is what has made it so amazing and transforming. You have to come into this work with an open heart, an open mind, and realize that it is about self enhancement and self growth. You have to leave your ego at the door and be willing to see where you can shift your mindset and diversify your thoughts. When you choose to see the world through one lens, you're robbing yourself of this world knowledge and these possibilities of self growth and growth with those around you. So, anybody considering any part of this journey, I highly recommend it, and you will only come out a better person. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, I'm Karen Kratzer, and I work at Heritage Intermediate in seventh grade. So, with the Criticals Friend group, I really went into it ready and prepared for critique and a lot of deep, deep stuff. And it is, but it wasn't as intimidating as I actually thought it would be. Because we already do our planning and everything like that. All the Critical Friends group it made me be a little bit more, it made me think about things more purposefully. Think about how I'm going to use the strategies. What are they going to address? And that's one of the biggest things that the group helped to, being a part of the pilot, helped me to focus in on are the different behaviors that we sometimes see as negative and trying to turn them positive. And what are some of the things that we can do in order for that to happen? Recognizing those different behaviors, and then what are some of the protocols that we can use and put into place that will help those behaviors to be seen more in a positive way, even by the students. For instance, the biggest one I think is sociocentrism, and the kids learning that being social is not necessarily a bad thing. That there are times when being social is a very positive thing, and especially if I'm utilizing the different protocols in those different areas and arenas, then they recognize, oh, this is for me, and I get to now have fun and enjoy my friends, but I'm also learning. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that the pilot, being a part of the group, helped me to do, is to, it helped me be able to be willing to step out and do different things that I might have been a little cautious about before, even if it was just having those conversations with other teachers that were in the pilot group and finding out how they utilized the different strategies, and did it go well for them, and would they suggest that I do it, just those different things, and as well as myself being able to give them feedback if they were a little sheepish about trying out certain protocols and things. In the binder study, we get a little bit more in depth into the protocols and kind of digging deep into each protocol, how it's used, what it is addressing, what we are validating and affirming, and how we can build and bridge. That's the biggest thing I feel that I got from the binder study, is showing me how to do those things, because we often validate and affirm, but it's the building and the bridging and connecting those two. That's the part that I had the hardest part with, and the binder study really does help break that down. And if you have questions, you're usually able to find the connection within the binder study. And again, working with other people, the the camaraderie that just kind of develops in that, it really is very, very helpful.